What's going on, guys? This is EZweapons and this is Battlefield 3, and today I'm going to be talking about a not very interesting topic, admittedly, but I feel like I should do this video for the sake of doing this video, which is why this game, Battlefield 3, is pretty much over and done with for me, and I have no urge to play this game. And I'm just going to go ahead and say it right up front. It's not because of the game, because finally here, 11 months later, we finally got Battlefield 3, somewhat. Or at least something closer to what we expected. That said, it isn't as good as what we expected, or at least what I expected, but it's still worth playing in terms of the game itself. But what I want to talk about is the real thing that ruins everything, which is the players. And just a little time out, this is going to probably be my most asshole-ish, dickish commentary ever. So go ahead and type your rage comments out in the comment section down below, because that is always hilarious for me to read, because apparently people depend on video games. They're video games. Anyways, yeah, that is a highly ironic statement to make in a video about a video game, is it not? But what I want to talk about, though, specifically is this game's no fun for me because there's nothing left for me to do. There's nothing left for me to do because the players don't provide a challenge, to be perfectly honest. You know, throughout that session where I was doing the color mod video, I wasn't trying at all. I rarely try in this game. I still do fairly well according to the scoreboard, you know. I could improve by all means. You know, if you're watching my videos and you're like, oh my god, that's what he's doing, I should do that as well. Keep in mind that 95% of the time I'm not trying at all. I'm playing absolutely stupid and moronic. It's just not that difficult to do well in Battlefield 3. There's probably about 5 videos I can honestly say where I'm actually trying to do my best, which hopefully you can instantly see, at least I can instantly see when I'm playing crazy and putting myself into stupid situations versus playing smartly, aggressively smartly, you know, controlled aggression, which I guess that's my way of summing it up. You know, there's a difference. So if you're one of those guys, you're getting the wrong idea, most likely. But, you know, I really don't care to improve because there's really no reason to improve, because 95% of the players are crap, and the 5% that you run into are pretty much always in Team Deathmatch on No Shark Canal's Karg Island anymore. Maybe I just suck at those two maps, but you'd put me in a game of Conquest, these quote-unquote skilled players don't seem to show up. Honestly, you look on the battle log forum, which is a cesspool of stupidity, admittedly, and I would never go there ever if you have the opportunity to not. But you know, these guys brag about their stats and everything, and then you actually see, oh hey, yeah, you play nothing but No Shark Canals and Karg Island. You want to play Conquest so I can curb stomp your face in by 3,000 points every fucking game? Yeah, thanks, bro. You know, it's stuff like that. I mean, honestly, it's just like, it is what it is. I don't care if you enjoy Karg Island, No Shark Canals, Team Deathmatch, whatever. You know, Team Deathmatch is great fun. You know, it is what it is, a great way to get experience with different weapons and all that type of stuff. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy the fact that Team Deathmatch is here because it does add a different type of experience within Battlefield. That said, people take Team Deathmatch as Battlefield 3 at this point, which, you know, okay, yeah, there's flaws in the game compared to, you know, past Battlefields of what we, or at least people like me, wanted with Battlefield 3. But you know what? It is what it is at this point. It's not going to get changed. You know, the damage system, they're not going to add Battlefield 3 type gun hand or Battlefield 2 type gun handling and tanks without auto repair. And, you know, it is what it is. You know, I've come to accept that fact, and I think a lot of you guys out there have as well, and probably a lot of you guys have probably quit playing because of it. But, you know, I'm just sick and tired of the attitude in the community, you know, between the quote-unquote good players who just go out of their way to brag every 2 seconds and put everyone else down, to the other players out there who are... this is going to be, again, a really hypocritical comment, given the comment I just made, but the guys that have like an 8% accuracy and a 200 score per minute who are crying hacks every 2 seconds, which... Okay, yeah, there is a hacking problem in Battlefield 3, but it is greatly over-exaggerated in my opinion, or else you're probably hacking and I'm doing better than you, in which case I don't care if you're hacking, because obviously you're still failing at it, because I'm not that good of a player. Honestly, there are much better players out there. You know, I'm not crazy or anything. There's There's guys out there who are absolutely amazing. Many of them I've had opportunities to play with, and you know, they're clean. They're doing way better than me. So if you're not doing better than me, you're doing something wrong if you're hacking. That's all I'm going to say. So really, if you're hacking, I really don't care, to be perfectly honest, because, well, actually I do care, but I don't care if you're one of those guys who's hacking, but you're only going, you know, a decent score, a realistically doable score. If you start killing me with ammo boxes and med kits and that type, then we're going to have problems. But you know, honestly, I mean, people are so quick to cry hacks in this game, it's not even funny. You know, there's somehow, someone on my Battle.leg friends list said, pointed out this little fact, but I never really thought of it until then, and it's 100% true. There's no average player in Battlefield 3. There's no 1 KD guy. There's your, you know, 3, 4, 5, 12 KD players, and then there's your .025 KD players, you know. Not that KD is an important stat or anything, but if you have a .025 KD, you really probably are terrible at this game. I mean, that's an achievement in its own right, don't get me wrong. Unless you're playing Pacifist, but whoever plays Pacifist the entire game in Battlefield 3, I salute you, because that is awesome. Pacifist games are fun, but yeah, I just don't understand it, which is kind of something that really sucks, because I think about Bad Company 2, and one of the better things about that was the fact that I felt like I could honestly go into any game and say, you know what, this game I'm going to be the ace player. You know, we're going to get ace squad. The game is going to be basically, I'm going to put the backpack on and I'm just going to carry this team. You know, that's, and honestly, it worked 95% of the time. It's that type of game where if you wanted to try harder and, you know, go to that next level, you could. Whereas in this game, there's just really no reason. Those, you know, solid players who are capable of shooting people, they're really good with the gun, not supremely amazing or anything. You know, they'll drop med kits, you know, they'll drop ammo and that type of stuff, they'll repair tanks, but they're not necessarily the complete player that, you know, so many beasts and legends are on YouTube, you know. But again, everyone here has a 400 KD and 12,000 score per minute, but you know, it's just one of those things. Those types of players in this game, for whatever reason, just don't really seem to ever get the chance to go above, you know, which is going back to what I was saying about Bad Company 2, you know, that's kind of how I felt. When I was playing, I wasn't as good, you know, as I am now at the Battlefield series, Bad Company 2, you know, whatever. I was decent. I was that guy who was, you know, above average, knew what was going on, was smart enough to throw the med kit and the ammo boxes and all that good stuff, you know, so smart enough to play the game the correct way, which honestly, it is the correct way. If you're doing it otherwise, you're doing it wrong, but those guys had a chance to excel. For whatever reason, in this game, there is no chance at all, which it's like you're either on the bus or you're being run over by the bus, which makes the game really boring because it's the same people every time. It's like, I don't know, Battlefield 3 is apparently a skill-based shooter because that's kind of one of the defining things about a skill-based shooter, but honestly, Battlefield 3 is not a skill-based shooter, so what the hell's going on? This makes no sense. And that's really why I'm pretty much done with this game, because it just got boring because the other players just aren't that solid. I know someone's going to say, oh, well, why don't you play competitive or try some of that stuff? To which I'll say, competitive Battlefield is a joke. I'm not going to lie. If you want to go ahead and do that, that's your thing. But, you know, hey, have fun. But honestly, that's not Battlefield. You know, for example, 4v4 Squad Rush. Yeah, that's not Battlefield. Sorry, it's not. That's Call of Duty with a blue filter on it. Honestly, it's pretty much the exact same thing. But, you know, that's going off on a different tangent. I'm sure someone will type out their rage comment right about now. See, I said it, so now you're deleting your comment because you're like, damn! Reverse psychology right there. But, you know, it's just, it is what it is. This game's pretty much over and done with for me. Yeah, sure, I'll still play it every now and then. I'll still make videos every now and then, but I just don't know. How does this game end up being a game where there's really amazing players who are just beyond amazing to the point where it's kind of like Counter-Strike, where it's really freaking hard to tell who is hacking and who isn't? And then there's players who are just terrible and not really capable, but there's like hardly any middle ground. There's no like solid guys that you want on your team because they're good bodies. They're good players to have on your team because they'll be there, you know, doing the important parts, you know, the battlefield parts, what you need. But somehow those guys don't exist. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. It's probably not just me, but maybe it is. So let me know what you guys think. Yeah, sorry if this came across asshole-ish commentary type thing, majigger. Yeah, sorry if it offended you. Don't really care, though. So, bye.